Ooh, what do we have here? Another scrumptious young plaything straight out of life and into my club? You smell new, little boy. Like fabric softener dew on freshly mowed astroturf. Oh, I'm not frightening you, am I, duckling?
I'm gonna go with what the hell's your problem?
Since I'm the one that points out voice actors, I'll point out that this is Grey Delisle.
Came into my club and wasn't so sweet.
Who is that, Krellen? I have never heard that name before.
You're ridiculous.
Except for the 2 other times we've done this.
Are you familiar with Fairly Odd Parents?
Porting.
No.
I'm the finger down your spine.
If you're familiar with Fairly Odd Parents, Grey Delisle does the voice of the babysitter Vicky.
When I pout, the
No
whole world tries to make me smile.
way.
And everyone always wants to know
And
who is
if you're not
that.
familiar with Fairly Odd Parents, then I'm going to assume you're familiar with Knights of the Old Republic 2. In which case, she did the voice of the Handmaiden.
I am Jeanette. And this bit of
the
chaos
companion that
crammed
can
in a
join you.
certifiable giggle is my club. I just love to
This
give
girl
you
does
fun
have a
songs
lot
on
of
my
range.
heart, but
She
I
plays
must
Mandy,
trouble with some business. We'll
Vicky,
reunite sweet and soon, I promise.
she is the female Stephen Blum. Jesus Christ.
She is also Black Canary and Batman the Brave and the Bold. And if you have seen the musical episode with the Music Meister, she is also the singing voice of Black Canary.
Okay, now I'm gonna take a break to do something fun and jump on some bar patrons.
Raising the bar, aren't we?
He just doesn't care.
We are raising the bar on video game humor.
Interestingly, sometimes when you jump on them, they don't care and just go right back to their lives. Sometimes when you jump on them, they freak out and run away from you.
Yeah, I got the freak out kind once. There's a later bar in the game where I have a distinct tendency to jump down using a convenient open space. I once did that and jumped on Smiling Jack.
Good job.
Awesome.
Wait, you shouldn't be able to jump on Smiling Jack.
I will show you when we get there. Although I think the people were moved around the.
Clearly, this
around
is
the
going to be
last
another
round.
drinking game moment.
Yeah, basically.
We didn't establish drinking game yet, I think.
Well, go ahead and establish it, as we have obviously never established it before.
Well, it's a simple game, kids. To the audience out there listening, if you're under 21, don't use alcohol. But if you
Milk.
are over 21, take a drink whenever Krellen mentions either the patch he runs or the original Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines.
Referred to as the vanilla.
Yes.
And now we are going to go into this elevator, and oh good, it actually does have the shaft cut out. I was worried about that. Oh, just a note. This cage does not retract anything like an actual cage.
We're going into
Whatever.
an elevator?
Yes, there are elevators in this game.
I have flashbacks from Mass Effect.
Hey, theft time!
I will point out that these elevators actually function in the game levels.
I think there's only one place in which these elevators are a level load.
Yes, the
Empire Hotel.
tower downtown. Yes, and the Empire Hotel.
I mean, I guess it also does that for the tower, but that's... But yeah, so we are listening in on an argument between Jeanette and Therese Vorman.
Who are both played by the same voice actress.
Yes.
Who is Grey Delisle. And yeah, I'm beeping that out. You don't get to be that derisive. You'll spoil everything. I guess it'll be kind of like the elevator moment of this playthrough.
Please come in.
Elevators? What
I
are
do
elevators?
apologize for my sister's crassness if it made
I'm
you
beeping that
uncomfortable.
too.
She's unabashedly scandalous, but in the club business,
Well, elevator
I suppose
you,
that kind of
elevators,
personality is a
son of a
necessary
bitch.
evil.
You're really bad at this, Brandon.
I guess we don't really have context for elevator, so I'll leave it in this time.
Inside
But
joke.
I'll bleep out the parts that tell you why elevator might be a. Oh. Fuck it. This whole scene's just gonna be one long beep.
Therese Borman, yes. I'm the proprietor of this club.
No,
and
I
the
want
only
you from the
person
moment we
in this
get into
city
that
whose good
first
side it's in your best interest to stay
thing
on.
that
What brings you to
from then
Santa?
on we're going to bleep the entire thing, even this part.
So
Dominator.
yeah, that'll
that's
work.
bad.
You're
Obviously, it's
into
gonna
this,
work.
aren't you? Were you trying to dominate me just now? That was so stupid it was almost cute. Almost. Tongue's exile is self-imposed, I assure you. But then, what reason would I have not to hate that loathsome
So that went
Nosferatu
just about as I would have
scoundrel?
expected it to go.
Bloody Nosferatu. They're so unclean.
And not just because I've done it already.
I'd be willing to put the word out that my grievances with Tongue have been swept under the rug, but in return, you'll have to help me remove a particularly burdensome spirit from a property I'm looking to invest in.
Man, I can't imagine the savings they got by not voicing all of your lines.
Probably a lot because they would have
Rumor
the
is that a
voice
personal item
at
of
least
the
one
ghost
male,
may
one
be
female,
used
and
to
probably
draw
more
it
for
out
different
or excise
races.
it from its haunt. While
I think
don't
you just
for the
need
last
one male,
stomach
one
and
female, and then
say
one Malkavian
it's my
male and
last
female.
option. So I want you to go to
The
the Ocean
Nosferatu
House
has to
Hotel,
sound different.
find an item of the spirits, and bring it back.
No, what if the
Gary
Malkavian-
sounds relatively normal, actually. He's raspier than normal, but not impossibly raspier than normal. Actually, Gary looks pretty decent for a Nosferatu.
Well, when you consider the fact that Gary was a sex symbol and, probably the most attractive man alive before his embrace.
Yeah, well, so is Amalia, apparently, and she's not looking nearly so hot.
Oh, I fully intend to do so. You'll find that dealing with me on the whole is appreciably more predictable than dealing with some of the egomaniacs that are my peers.
Yeah, so Krellen, want to start bets on how long it
Sour,
takes for us
my
to
word is gold.
infuriate Brandon into buying the game for himself so we stop talking over his head?
Wait, you don't own the game yet, Brandon? What the hell's wrong with you?
Well, it hasn't been on sale yet.
It was like $5 2 weeks ago, wasn't it?
That's
Yeah.
when I bought it.
Yeah, but we started playing this after that.
Because naturally I had to buy it first.
Do
Oh,
I need to
snap.
buy it for you and gift it to you?
I wouldn't say no to
Before I
that.
forget, take this. The
I
only
mean, I'm
way
not gonna
reach the
force you
ocean
to,
house
obviously,
this
but
time
I'm
of
not
night
gonna
is through a
say
tunnel in
no.
the sewers. You'll
Oh,
need
trust me,
to
after a
reach
few
out
more
and
weeks of
take
talking
that
about stuff
out.
he has no clue about, he is going to,
If you'll
Well,
excuse
he
me,
may
I've
instead
got
just start
situations
doing
to set straight.
wiki trolls of the Vampire the Masquerade game.
Oh, please don't. That's a lot less cool.
I have wiki trolled more than one game.
Now,
I
Therese...
didn't even know what wiki trolling. What I assume wiki trolling is reading everything on Wikipedia instead of actually playing.
I'm bouncing on Therese's bed.
Well, in the case of the Vampire the Masquerade, there are at least
For Jeanette's
two
bed.
wikis dedicated specifically to the World of Darkness that you could.
I do
Go
feel
through.
that my position as being someone who hasn't played this game is somewhat useful here.
Now, I am going to go ahead and hack Jeanette's computer, because Therese really doesn't care.
Yeah, I will note that they do each have their own computer, but you will never be in this room without one of them in it, and you cannot hack the one who is in the room's computer while they are in the room.
Sister doesn't care if you hack her other sister's computers at all.
Right.
Now, this is interesting.
For some
Seems
reason,
like Bertram is a lot happier with Jeanette.
interesting.
And also she has sex with guys. Well, I guess we knew that already.
She's a harlot. We already knew that.
And more arguing from Therese.
I get the impression these two sisters don't quite get along.
Whatever would give you that idea?
I have no idea.
I am
think
going
it's
to
just
choose to interpret this as a Call Me Maybe reference, even though this is, like, 6
Well,
years too old for
Call Me-
that? Password.
Or it could be that, when two people are dating, call me.
So Bertram Tongue does have an entry in this. Pity you can't just email him. Whatever.
Well, if you emailed him, it would, be from her account at the moment.
Well, yes, but you could, write the email down, go back to your haven, and send Bertram Tongue an email.
Or you just
and he'd say, "Who the fuck is this person? I'm not answering this email. Delete."
Unless you have "I'm blackmailing you" as a subject headline.
And
No,
that
he'd
door
probably
we
still
can't
delete
open. I am going to choose to assume that Jeanette isn't here.
Yeah, if we
Shush.
weren't talking over the argument, you should have heard the door slam before you were allowed in here.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Some verisimilitude there. Carnival of Death. Gruesome remains found on the pier. Police baffled.
That's
Gee, I
nothing
wonder
to
if
do
that's
with
not
Jeanette,
people.
but that might just be a side quest, guys.
It is probably one of the longest side quests in the game.
Well, it's long in terms of time it is spread over. It's not long in terms of it doesn't take that long to actually complete.
True enough.
Are we gonna do that side quest?
I don't know. It's actually got a fairly tricky fight at the end of it. But I think I will have us go ahead and do the next step to it, which is just mosey on down to the pier and take a look at that killing.
Empirically.
Ah, I love that Doomsayer.
Actually, before you go down the stairs, walk up to the gate next to the stairs. Now, we missed it because we went down the stairs. But if you come over here and you just stand here, you can listen to those two cops talk about the quest. And I think that is actually an alternative way to get the quest.
That's interesting.
Well, why would you stand here listening to these cops talk about the quest when you can stand there and listen to us talk about the quest?
They're probably better actors than we are.
At the police. So
And
it
that
appears
was a wolf running around up there.
Brandon, you're not Rutskarn.
Yeah, anybody else notice the wolf running around the top of the screen right back there?
Oh, I noticed.
Yeah, that is...
Foreshadowing!
That is a Gangrel special ability, and if I were still playing Gangrel, I would be able to get it. Oh, I think there's a useless item here. Yes, there is Bubblegum. Bubble
Not
Bum
vanilla.
brand. Oh
Bubble
boy.
Bum.
And it looks like they haven't taken this body down in the time it took to get a newspaper printed.
Not in vanilla, there's no bubblegum.
Well, as far as I know, the bubblegum does nothing. But yeah, so that triggered an update to the quest in the log, which is good. Now we see the body, and now I'm going to throw the bubble bomb into the Pacific Ocean. Oh no, it just fell down. Oh well. And this is a very nice level gate. You don't get up there, unfortunately.
It appears you don't get along very well with your peers.
Still not Rutskarn.
Not yet,
Yeah.
anyway.
You are insufficiently good at punning. And also don't do that again, because I might interpret that as a challenge and we'll get into a pun-off. I think nobody wants a pun-off.
Oh, you
I
think
know, I don't.
Everybody
you'd think
loses a pun-off.
probably- Have you seen my Twitter? It is almost always a pun off. Whenever I get the chance.
Okay, so yeah, for viewers, we had a technical glitch. We've already done the quest here. Do we want to do it again?
I don't know if I have any more to say about it.
Well, yeah, other than the fact that it is actually a really good spooky level if you're playing alone, there's not a lot of commentary to make about it.
Yeah, it is really an atmospheric level. In retrospect, we'd probably wreck it playing through it, and yammering on about how it's constructed.
I mean, we got into a bit about the role-playing systems of the World of Darkness, but we didn't really do a whole lot in that. That needs to be redone.
Well, so that is the only part in the entire game where any of that stuff we talked about is relevant.
So we could probably just like just skip it, I guess.
Oh, the luck difficulty here is just a 5. Let's see if we can burgle this place. Hang on.
That lock is not pickable in the vanilla game.
I assume it's not pickable in this game, but I'd like to see it confirm that. And I'm gonna edit this part out, obviously. Unless I actually do manage to pick the lock, in which case we will troll about it. Crap, did I take... I took the right one. But I can't take any
You
more.
must become blood buff in order to do that.
That should be enough, though.
We're blood buff.
Huh, nope, he is not around. Damn it. But his computer is interesting.
Yeah, that's another change the patch made.
I've come to Vipia Windows.
Which is... This is still
Worst
an Apple II.
password ever.
What was it? I missed it.
His password is tongue. His name.
That is a crappy password.
It's worse than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Well, it looks like Jeanette is a really crappy at threatening people. Oh well. The worst thing she can think to say is, "You stick in the mud." Oh well.
I refuse to believe that's Windows XP.
It's an Apple II, as I mentioned. And is there anything else interesting to do around here?
Maybe if it was patched in.
No, there's not. Well, we do get to confirm that Birdie would live there. He is not actually present.
Well, like I said, he's a Nosferatu. He has obfuscate. For all you know, he was standing there watching you.
I would tend to assume that he was, actually, but whatever.
Turn on Auspex.
Oh.
With that...
Would you be able to see him with Auspex? I mean, we aren't a very high skill, I think, in that.
If your Auspex was higher than... Well, okay, so I'm not exactly sure how it works in the game engine.
Well, for plot reasons, we
in,
were not going to see Bertram Tongue here under any circumstance, but whatever.
In the tabletop rules, Auspex pierces obfuscate, but only if it is a higher, equal or higher level.
Oh, well, Bertram Tongue is an old coot. We weren't going to beat his obfuscate anyways. I mean, I assume he's got it maxed. So that was blatantly spoilery. I think I'm going to cut that out.
Are we just going to go reload back to where we saved at?
I was going to try to reload to somewhere by either late at or almost after the Ocean House.
I'm getting a little tired.
Yes, that was a yawn.